For centuries, a powerful biblical verse on manifestation and prosperity has been kept from public knowledge. This hidden teaching, if widely understood, has the potential to radically shift your perception of creating your desired reality. Today, you will discover not only what this verse is, but how it reveals secrets about the law of attraction that have been hidden for millennia. What you are about to discover will challenge everything you were taught about faith, prosperity, and manifestation. Get ready for a journey that will expand your consciousness in ways you never thought possible. If you feel like you got here by chance, leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel, because what we are going to reveal today is not coincidence. It is pure synchronicity working in your favor. Let's start with a question that may seem simple, but carries extraordinary depth. Why do some people seem to attract abundance naturally, while others struggle their whole lives? Against scarcity? The answer is hidden in sacred texts that have been interpreted in limited ways for generations. For centuries, humanity has been conditioned to believe that prosperity is something external, something that must be earned through physical effort and sacrifice. But there is a much deeper truth, a truth that connects biblical teachings with universal principles of manifestation in a way that will surprise you. The verse we are going to reveal today is not just a religious passage. It is an instruction manual for accessing the creative power that exists within you. It is a key that opens the doors to abundance through the understanding of how your mind and your faith work in harmony with universal laws. Imagine for a moment that you discovered you possess an internal power capable of transforming your financial, emotional, and spiritual reality. Imagine that this power does not depend on external circumstances, but rather on a deep understanding of how the connection between your thoughts, your emotions, and the universal energy that permeates everything works. This isn't fantasy. It's spiritual science rooted in sacred texts, often misinterpreted by those who seek to keep people reliant on external power structures rather than empowering them from within. The verse we will explore today is Mark 11:24, where Jesus reveals, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours." But the conventional translation does not capture the revolutionary depth of this statement. The key phrase here is, "Believe that you have received it." Jesus is not talking about future hope or blind faith. He is revealing a secret about the nature of time and manifestation that modern quantum physics is just beginning to understand. When Jesus says, "Believe that you have received it," he is teaching about the power of creative visualization and preemptive gratitude, two fundamental pillars of the law of attraction. He is revealing that the act of receiving happens first on the mental and emotional plane before it materializes on the physical plane. But here's what most people don't grasp. This verse isn't about pleading with a distant God. It is revealing how to activate the divine power that already exists inside you. It is teaching how to align your consciousness with the frequency of abundance. Think about it. If you truly believed you had already received what you desire, how would you feel? How would you act? What energy would you radiate? This is the key to conscious manifestation. Living from the feeling of already having received, not from the need to receive. But there is something even deeper in this verse that is rarely mentioned. The word prayer, in the original translation, does not just refer to the act of asking. It refers to a state of communion, of alignment with the universal creative source. It's about tuning in to the frequency of abundance. Now, you may be wondering, if this is true, why doesn't it work for everyone? The answer lies in understanding how our mental and emotional patterns create resistance to manifestation. Most people have been conditioned since childhood to believe in scarcity, struggle, and difficulty. These patterns create a vibrational frequency that repels exactly what we wish to attract. It's like trying to tune into a radio station while there is constant interference. The verse of Mark 11:24 is revealing how to clear this interference. When you truly believe that you have already received, you automatically elevate your vibrational frequency to the level of abundance. You stop emitting energy of need and lack and begin to radiate energy of gratitude and fullness. But there is another verse that complements this teaching extraordinarily, and which is also rarely explored in its total depth. In Philippians 4:19 we find, "And my God will meet all your needs according to the riches of his glory in Christ Jesus." The word "will meet" here is not in the conditional future, it is in the continuous present. It means that the supply is already happening, already available. The question isn't whether you'll receive, but whether you're open to recognizing and accepting what's already being offered. Christ Jesus in this context does not just refer to a historical figure, but to the Christ principle, the awakened consciousness, the enlightened mind that recognizes its unity with the source of all abundance. It is about awakening to who you really are beyond the limitations that have been imposed on your mind. Here is where things get really interesting. When you combine these two verses, you get a complete formula for conscious manifestation. First, you align your consciousness with the feeling of already having received. Second, you recognize that the supply is constant and inexhaustible, flowing through your awakened consciousness. But let's go even deeper. There is a third verse that completes this trinity of manifestation, revealing the crucial role of your thoughts in creating your reality. In Philippians 4:8 we find, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." This verse reveals the importance of mental focus in manifestation. It's not just about thinking positively, it's about consciously directing your attention to what you want to multiply in your life. It's about deliberately choosing the thoughts that nourish the reality you wish to create. Modern science is confirming what these sacred texts have always known. Our thoughts have real creative power. When you consistently focus on thoughts of abundance, gratitude, and possibility, you literally rebuild the neural connections in your brain to recognize and attract opportunities for prosperity. Now, if you are feeling a deep resonance with these revelations, if something within you is awakening to possibilities you weren't even aware existed, I have prepared something special for you. In the first pinned comment, you will find access to material that will guide you step by step in the practical application of these principles in your life. It is a gift for those who are truly ready to transform their reality. But let's continue, because what comes next will connect all these points in a way that will completely illuminate your understanding of manifestation and prosperity. There is a reason why these verses are rarely taught in their full depth. When you truly understand and apply these principles, you become independent of external systems of control. You awaken to your own creative power, and that changes everything. The truth is that you don't need intermediaries to access universal abundance. You don't need permission from anyone to prosper. You don't have to feel guilty for wanting a better life. These teachings reveal that prosperity is your divine right, your natural inheritance as a conscious being. But here's what most people don't realize. Manifestation is not about forcing the universe to give you what you want. It is about aligning with the natural flow of abundance that is already trying to express itself through you. It's about removing the internal blocks that prevent this flow. Think of abundance as a powerful river that is always flowing. Scarcity does not happen because the river has stopped flowing. It happens because we build mental and emotional dams that block the flow. The verses we are exploring are instructions to remove these dams. When Jesus teaches about believing that you have already received, he is instructing you to stop creating resistance through need and anxiety. When Paul speaks about the continuous supply, he is reminding you that the source never runs out. When he guides you to focus on elevated thoughts, he is teaching you how to keep your receiving channel clear and open. But there is an even deeper dimension to these teachings that connects directly with the more advanced principles of conscious manifestation. Let's explore the concept of sacred time versus linear time. In linear time, you ask for something, and wait for it to arrive in the future. In sacred time, you recognize that everything already exists in the infinite field of possibilities, and your role is to align your consciousness with the reality you want to experience. When Jesus says, "Believe that you have received," he is teaching you to operate in sacred time. He is revealing that manifestation is not about creating something from nothing. It's about selecting, among infinite existing possibilities, the one that you want to make your physical experience. This completely changes your approach to prosperity. Rather than struggling and striving to achieve something, you learn to relax in the certainty that what you desire already exists, and your only role is to become a clear and aligned receiver. But how do you do this practically? How do you apply these principles in a way that truly transforms your life experience? First, you need to understand that gratitude is not just a beautiful feeling, it is a spiritual technology. When you genuinely feel gratitude for something that has not yet manifested physically, you are sending a clear signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. Anticipatory gratitude is like tuning your internal radio to the frequency of abundance. It's like saying, "I recognize that this is already mine, and I am grateful for this reality." This emotional state automatically dissolves the resistance created by need and doubt. Second, you need to learn to visualize not just with your mind, but with your whole being. When you imagine your prosperous life, don't just see the images, feel the emotions, hear the sounds, experience the physical sensations. The more real you make the experience internally, the faster it will manifest externally. Third, you need to align your actions with your vision. This doesn't mean working hard to make things happen. It means acting from the awareness of who you already are in the reality you are manifesting. How would your prosperous version act? How would it make decisions? How would it relate to money? Here's something fascinating. When you truly embody these principles, you start to notice extraordinary synchronicities. Opportunities appear out of nowhere. The right people show up at the right time. Solutions to old problems reveal themselves naturally. This is not coincidence. It's how the universe operates when you are aligned with the flow of abundance. It's as if you have been swimming against the current your whole life, and finally discover how to swim with the current. But there is an aspect of these teachings that is particularly powerful and rarely discussed: the role of faith as an active, creative force, not as passive belief. When sacred texts talk about faith, they are not referring to blindly believing in something without evidence. They are referring to a state of consciousness that recognizes deeper truths than those apparent to the physical senses. True faith is the capacity to remain aligned with a higher reality, even when external circumstances don't yet mirror that reality. It is the ability to remain in the frequency of abundance, even when your bank account does not yet show the numbers you want to see. This is the difference between superficial manifestation and deep transformation. Superficial manifestation tries to change external circumstances through techniques. Deep transformation changes your fundamental identity, and circumstances naturally adjust to reflect who you have become. The verses we explored today are inviting you into this deep transformation. They are calling you to recognize that you are not a victim of circumstances. You are a conscious co-creator of your reality. But here's something that may surprise you. This is not a journey you need to take alone. There is a universal intelligence that is constantly conspiring in your favor, waiting for you to align with it so it can work through you. When you truly understand this, when you feel it in every cell of your body, your relationship with life changes completely. You stop fighting against life and start dancing with it. You stop trying to control everything and learn to trust the intelligent flow that is always guiding you towards your highest good. This is what mystics from all traditions have discovered. There is a benevolent force in the universe that wants you to thrive, that wants you to be happy, that wants you to experience the fullness of life. Your only function is to learn to cooperate with this force instead of resisting it. The biblical verses about prosperity are not conditional promises for a distant future. They are revelations about the nature of reality and instructions to access your natural creative power right now. When Jesus teaches about believing that you have already received, he is showing you how to transcend the illusion of separation between you and what you desire. When Paul talks about continuous supply, he is reminding you that you have never been separated from the source of abundance. When he guides on elevated thoughts, he is teaching you how to stay attuned to the highest frequencies of creation. It all boils down to a simple yet profound truth. You are far more powerful than you were taught to believe. You have within you the capacity to create an extraordinary life. You have direct access to the source of all abundance. The only thing that prevents you from experiencing this truth are the mental and emotional patterns that have been programmed into your consciousness over the years. But these patterns are not permanent. They can be transformed through understanding and conscious practice. Every time you choose a thought of abundance instead of a thought of scarcity, you are reprogramming your mind. Every time you feel gratitude instead of lack, you are raising your vibrational frequency. Every time you act from trust instead of fear, you are strengthening your ability to manifest. This is the true spiritual work, not to escape the world, but to transform your experience of the world by transforming your consciousness. It's about becoming a clear channel for universal abundance to express itself through your life. And here's the most beautiful part. When you do this, you not only transform your own life, you become a living example of what is possible. You inspire others to awaken to their own power. You contribute to the elevation of the collective consciousness of humanity. The verses we explored today are seeds of a new understanding of spirituality and prosperity. They are planting in your consciousness the possibility of a life where abundance and purpose walk hand in hand, where material success and spiritual growth complement each other, where you can have everything you desire without compromising your integrity or your values. This is true prosperity, not just having money, but having a life rich in all aspects. Loving relationships, vibrant health, clear purpose, inner peace, and yes, also material abundance, so you can express your gifts in the world without limitations. All of this is available to you now, not in the future, when you deserve more, or when circumstances change, or when you learn more techniques. Now, through the simple yet powerful practice of aligning your consciousness with the truths revealed in these sacred verses. So, as you absorb these revelations, as you feel these truths resonating in your heart, remember, you did not come this far by chance. You have been guided to this information because you are ready for the next level of your journey. You are ready to claim your divine right to abundance. The forbidden verse of prosperity has not been hidden to harm you. It has been preserved for the moment you are ready to use it wisely. That moment is now. If these revelations have touched something deep within you, if you feel that your life will never be the same after today, leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. Your transformation journey is just beginning, and there is much more to discover. Abundance is not a privilege of the few. It is the natural right of all. You already have everything you need to get started. The only question that remains is, are you ready to begin?